Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so thrilled to be able to announce this great new resource we have, the Broadway Resource Guide. Open Jar Studios, we're about to enter our 6th year of operation, and we are so lucky here to be at the central home of Broadway, where so many Broadway shows are rehearsing, shows that are in development. The first show that rehearsed here at Open Jar Studios was Moulin Rouge. And since then, we've had so many wonderful new shows in development, Outsiders, so many wonderful shows. We're looking forward to the Tony Awards that are coming up soon. But really, I pinch myself almost every day just being so lucky to be surrounded by the Broadway community and this wonderful community of artists who are constantly working and developing. And it's been interesting over the last 6 years, because we're here at the center of where so many artists are living and working. We hear so many people just saying, hey, do you have this? Do you have this? And in many instances, we've been able to provide resources for the creative community. For example, we have an in-house print shop here, B-Way Printing. We print pretty much every script and score that goes out for rehearsals. Not just the rehearsals that are happening here at the studios, but really around the city. So we feel lucky to be able to support the industry in that way. Since then, we've also launched into reproductions of headshots. We even have a recording studio. In fact, the other day, I was walking somebody around and said, hey, do you want to take a peek in the recording studio? And they went, I didn't know you did that. And it occurred to me at that time, here at Open Jar, we have so many resources, and so many of us are looking around trying to find things. And perhaps we could just put together a guide to make it easy for people to find the things that we need. This community is so reliant on each other. We need each other. We need so many services. And so we've been lucky to be really at the central core of so many of those things. And so the Broadway Resource Guide is something that we created here at Open Jar to just give everyone an easy way to find the things that you need. And so tonight I want to kind of walk you through the website a little bit so you can get a sense of what it is, how you can find the tools that you need, and make a couple of announcements that we're excited to show. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you a little bit around what we have planned here. So the Broadway Resource is really just something that's trying to connect all of our artists with the suite of services that we offer. We have rehearsal tools, training tools, business tools. So the website really allows you to search by whatever means you need to. If you're looking by resource, you can look for business tools. You can look for training and development tools. You can search by rehearsal needs. So we can sort of search by the thing that you need. You can also search, this is actually the home page here, you can search by discipline. So you can, for example, performers can go in and search for the things that they're looking for. For example, the Stage Door Network, which is a national professional listing where you can go on and have your profile there. You could get headshots printed for yourself there. So just a quick little tour around the site. If you're looking for jobs, if you're looking for work, the Stage Door Network has a wonderful job board where you can go in and see jobs that are available, apply for jobs, that kind of thing. We also have a wonderful series of ongoing master classes you can take advantage of through the Open Jar Institute. Stage managers and creative teams. We have this what's called Stage Right software, which allows the stage manager to create their calling script. It allows you to go in, create your cues, track all the blocking. Stage Right has been around for about 13 years, coming up on 13 years now, and thrilled to be used by so many different Broadway shows. It's great for stage managers to capture your blocking, for creative teams and pre-production. I'm going to show you around a little bit of what Stage Right does. It's a digital tool that allows you to go in, document all the moving elements of your pieces. The staging, the choreography, light cues, every single detail in your show. And here you can kind of see some of the shows that have been utilized in the show. You can enter your light cues, your scene shifts. You go in and essentially create a bird's eye view, track the movement of the performers as they move around the stage. And same is true of the scenery and the props. You can track the movement of everything that moves in your show. You also have a digital script on which you can enter your lighting cues, your sound cues. You can even insert blocking. You can insert videos of sections of the show that you may want to remind yourself. If you have a ground plan you can import, you can easily import it, or use our drawing tools. You can go in and draw your own ground plan, allows you to track all those elements. And as you can see, you can insert a little video clip to remind yourself of that little section of choreography. And maybe the most important part is the ability to collaborate with your team. You can work and sync all of this between laptop and your iPad as well. We're thrilled that it's being used by so many shows, over 150 shows to my count, and maybe more. We have about 150,000 users worldwide. So if you're a stage manager, if you're a creator, director, choreographer, that's a tool that you can certainly use. And if you're interested in that, feel free to, on the website, you can see how to get more information. Here's a little bit about our printing services for educators as well. We have a whole suite of services for you. If you're bringing a group to the city and you're looking for a master class, we have lots of things for you. If you're a college or university, you want to do your showcase right here in the heart of Times Square, invite agents to come and see your show, this is the place. We also have Stage Right curriculum for educators. That's a wonderful curriculum we introduced this year, which is absolutely free to use. We have a wonderful curriculum that we can share with you as well. So for those of you who are interested, feel free to, through this website, we can connect you with some of those services as well. Theater companies as well, if you're looking for space, this is the place. Open Jar Studios has 50,000 square feet of space right here in Times Square, 48th and Broadway. We have rooms of all different kinds of sizes. You can see some of the work that's being done here. Voice lessons, readings, workshops, dance classes. Here's a composer writing a new show. So we have rooms of all different kind of sizes, and we're thrilled to be home to all of this kind of development. So we have lots of different sizes. So and these rentals happen by the hour, by the day, by the week, however you need. So whether you're running your auditions, we do lots of auditions here, or this studio here you're looking at here, this is one of our largest, 4,000 square foot, 22-foot high ceiling, allows you to do presentations. That's where Moulin Rouge, of course, was rehearsing. So that just gives you a little insight to some of those things as well. Another solution that we've created here is called the Stage Door Network, which is a solution for hiring and casting. And this is a system that allows you to go in, every performer goes in and has a profile. They can list their skills. They self-identify the things that they do. And then people on the other side of the table, like I find myself often as the director of a show, looking for somebody who does something specific. And so the Stage Door Network is a solution for that very purpose. You know, sometimes we're looking for something really, really specific. For example, I direct a show in the summer called The Lost Colony. And The Lost Colony has a big part of the story is about indigenous characters. And so when I was going to create the show, I wanted to make sure that I surrounded myself with indigenous artists, so that me, who I'm not indigenous in any way, wanted to make sure that I was being respectful to all the cultures. So I was hoping to find a place where I could find a lighting designer or a sound designer that was indigenous. And so there wasn't really a place. And there are lists out there where you can go and find, and everybody's gone to different lists. And the Stage Door Network is intended to be one place where everybody can go in and list themselves, identify themselves as whatever kind of artist you are. It's not just performers, it's not just designers, but stage managers, box office, anything that you are can be found here, and found through what we call the Casting Command Center. So the Casting Command Center can be used from anybody who's hiring to be able to post a job. You can go in, accept applications, go in and review each submission, watch their video, all in one place. Check that out. You can set up your callbacks in one place, go in and make additional notes, make additional selections, and then you can finally, when you're done, make your offer. It can all be done right inside of the Stage Door Network. It's a great tool. Many people are utilizing to do just that. So if you're posting a job, you go in, it's all self-contained. You go in, set the date, set the details about the show, any union affiliations. You set the detail about what it is that you're looking for. Your background, and if you're looking for something specific, you can have links. They can go back and upload there. If you have certain specific questions that you want to ask for the project that you're working on, you can do that all here in the Stage Door Network. And what happens is it's all collected into the same place, this Casting Command Center. So it makes it super easy for me to review my submissions. Here's an example of something I did recently where I can see all in the same place their video submission, their headshot, their resume, check out their self-tape. So I don't have to go look for different places, and I can make my notes right here on the page, and I can I can make cuts, put them in different categories. So I can make my callback list, or I can send them to my next project to decide which folder you want to put them in. It makes it super easy for me to share with my collaborators. So my choreographer, the rest of my team, we can share and we can continue making notes on each other. So before I hire you, I can go in. If I want to message you, bring you in for a callback, all of this can be done here in the Casting Command Center. And so this is a wonderful new tool that's just been released recently that people are taking advantage of to help us avoid what now is just email after email after email, to have it all really in one place where you can easily manage all of those things in the Casting Command Center. So we're very excited about that. And in fact, today we're announcing a wonderful initiative that the Stage Door Network is doing with a number of Broadway productions, national tour companies, regional theaters, theme parks, and cruise lines, which is a little bit of a different audition style. Instead of auditioning individual for each one, you have one audition, you submit your materials once, and we're actually representing each of these productions and each of these touring companies. We're helping them narrow down from the list, and we're actually helping to curate lists of candidates for them to choose further. So while you're here, scan this QR code that's right there below, and this will enter you into this audition, into this system. And it's not just cast, it's not just performers, it's designers, it's writers, it's box office, it's press. So whatever your specialty is, if you'd like to be considered, use this QR code here below and start to fill out that application as we're talking here. And so essentially you'll submit your materials once, and on the Stage Door Network, you can create your entire profile that has your portfolio, multiple videos. That allows the team to go in and just not only see maybe what you said as your initial audition, but actually go in and see different songs and different material. So you want to go in and set your Stage Door profile so that you can actually do that as well. So this we're very excited to announce this. In fact, the partners that we have, I'm very excited about. Everybody's somehow very excited about finding a new way and a new method. And so some of our friends from Networks Theatricals, who do many national tours, are going to be one of the first to be involved with this. So I want to let you hear a little bit from them. Here they go.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Rosenthal and I'm an executive producer with Networks Presentations. We are thrilled that you've joined Stage Door Network today to learn more about positions on the road. Here at Networks, we're always hiring for different backstage jobs, everything ranging from stage managers, company managers, to the various positions across our backstage crews. When people ask us what we're looking for when we're hiring, we always say it's easy to teach the hard skills. Those are things that we consider to be technical, things that you can learn in school or that we can train you in the job. What we can't train you in and what we're always looking for are for people who have mastered the soft skills, strong communication, the ability to roll with the punches, things that really you must possess to have a job that's on the road that takes you to different theaters, working with different locals, and exploring different spaces. We hope that you can tell us a little bit about the ways you've mastered those skills today here at Stage Door Network's event. Thanks for joining, and we hope to see you soon.
So we're very excited about this partnership with Networks. So if you're somebody who's been thinking about touring, thinking about what that work is, feel free to fill out this application, check this QR code out here above, and fill out that application, not just performance jobs, but backstage, crew, designers. They want to hear from you. Another group of people who are working with us on this partnership, I'm very excited to introduce the folks from Six Flags and Carnival. Here they are.
Seeking male and female performers for our DC Heroes and Villains Fest.
It's playing all summer, weekends only, both at Six Flags of Magic Mountain and Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey.
We are looking for high energy performers with a lot of charisma. So show us your best hero.
Or your fun villain.
Let your confidence shine and don't forget to utilize your superhero or villainous persona and your delivery.
Right, and don't forget your height requirements or your stunt needs and stunt background.
See you soon.
Bye.
My name is Corin. I am all the way from Scotland and I am the casting supervisor for Playlist and Centre Stage. The type of performers that I hire for Carnival are playlist singers who dance, playlist dancers who sing, centre stage singers and dancers, magicians and aerialists. We're looking for real storytellers. Our shows have amazing storylines and we would love to have those types of performers. Not only that, we're looking for people that are going to represent the brand, show pride and really bring the fun to all the guests for their vacations. Hope to see you there.
It's been really fun to be speaking with all these companies. As we've all been working together, we all go to so many auditions together, and we've been kind of brainstorming on there must be a better way, and not only on our side, but on the side of the performer who auditions so often, so many times. And so we're excited about this partnership with these folks. And also one other partner that I want to introduce you to right now.
Hi, I'm Matt with Disney Live Entertainment, and we are always looking for new, talented individuals for all kinds of roles with our parks and our ships around the world, from actors and singers to audio technicians, stage managers, and so many more. We're known for hiring the very best, and Stage Door Network is a great place for us to find and connect with those qualified individuals that just might be a great fit for us. Whether it's by searching the database for verified artists or through an upcoming series of networking opportunities, we're excited about finding great connections through Stage Door Networks. And one tip, if I can share with you, as I seek people, whether it's through an audition or an interview, really always focus on what makes you unique and what you could bring to our team.
Matt and I have been friends for a long time. He was the producer of the very first job that I had out of college. I was cast to play the original Quasimodo in Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Matt was that producer, and we've remained very close over the years. And Matt and I have been brainstorming a lot on how we can advocate for artists that are out there and also help connect artists to the work that's out there as well. And so we're thrilled to have this partnership with Disney and these other folks. If you're out there and you're a theater company as well that would like to join in and share with us what your needs are so that we can help to curate and help cultivate your audience as well, we're open to that conversation as well. When you go to our website, you can go to the contact page, drop an email, let us know how we can help you. We really do believe that this is a great way to be able to help revolutionize this community that we're in and this process, which is not the most ideal. So we're looking forward to that. Now I have some really special guests that I've asked to come in and just talk about the business. The business is something that it changes over the years. I remember when I was in college, like professors who said the business was one way, and then I got to New York and it changes. It changes so much. And so at Open Jar Institute, which we do here in the summer, I want to make sure that it's always taught by individuals who are here doing it now. And I think that's one of the real values in the Broadway Resource Guide, is that if you're looking for something, what we have is the current information. And so thrilled to be able to connect people with that information and the things that they need. And so I have a couple of really special guests that I want to introduce you to. And let's go to our first one here. Hello, Mr. Dean.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for being here with us. I so appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me. I wouldn't be anywhere else but here. It's on the screen where it's happening, for real.
That's right. Yeah, you and I actually have been at Open Jar. We met actually during COVID, and I was at the front desk just figuring out my life here at Open Jar, and you came and said, "Can I have a place to be?" And so you and I were the only two people here for months and months and months.
Months and months, and it was really fantastic. I felt like just the creativity, even though it was a crazy time, that was the place to be. And at Open Jar, I've always felt magic, energy, limitless possibilities, and the open jar thinking, no limits.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I appreciate that. Now, I assume when you were born, you knew you were going to be in show business. How did you know that you were going to become the superstar that you became?
I didn't know that I was going to be the superstar, but I knew that greatness and fabulosity was following me. I always said yes. I hustled. The hustle is still real in a different way. However, growing up in New York City, you had to know where things were. They weren't all in one place. And so the hustle for the audition was backstage every Thursday. Then you had to go to Colony to get your music, your sheet music. And then you went to Broadway Dance Center or Steps or Alvin Ailey to hone your craft. And it was just kind of word on the street. And, you know, when you were in class, you connected with people. I could cry right now because the Broadway Resource Guide is everything that all of us that were coming up in the 80s out of high school now can go to one spot and realize, oh my gosh, I can get my headshots done, or I can figure out where there's going to be a master class. I mean, I could go and film. I can go and record. There wasn't a place where all this was happening. And I am grateful every day that I step in that studio, in that building, because there are limitless possibilities. And you are with like-minded people that are moving forward. And like Jeff says, cultivating your creative life. We all have a creative life, but ask the question, is it really being cultivated? Sometimes you're struggling. Sometimes you don't know where to go. When you come to Open Jar, you're going to have the right energy, the right attitude. And when you go on this Broadway Resource Guide, honey, if you can't find what you're looking for, then I think you may want to do something else. It's amazing. And I'm just not saying this. I'm so moved. And for the younger people that are coming up now, you have a place to be. Take full advantage. It's amazing. I can't put it any more fabulous than that. It's amazing. Thank God, thank God. And as a professional, okay, who has done 5 original Broadway shows, former Rocket at Radio City, okay, the host of Showstopper, America's Greatest Dance Championships, I'm saying to you, get on the train, honey. Get in a seat, get your seatbelt on, and receive all the goodness that's coming.
That's wonderful advice, Judy.
Well, it's the truth, honey, and I'm using it myself. I want to go into producing now. I have a couple little projects there happening, you know.
Good. That's good.
And I'm going there and using every opportunity to build my creative life. Super important, especially in these times.
That's great. I so appreciate you hearing you say that. Because I think at the studio, I find myself just constantly amazed about everybody at every stage in their career is here doing whatever it is, whether they're working on their audition song or learning to produce, whatever it is. But I love the energy that's here, and you're a big part of that, Judy. And I so appreciate you being here, and thank you for all that you do for this community.
And thank you. And I've always called him the wizard early in the game, just saying. So you wanted to meet the wizard. Yes. I love you, Jeff. Thank you for this. And all of the partnerships, amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Just the most gracious person on the planet. I so appreciate that. But it's true, you know, this resource guide really is something that I need in my life. We all, no matter what stage we are in our career, find ourselves just needing resources. And so the Stage Door Network, the Broadway Resource Guide is all there really to help us navigate those things. And so I wanted to invite another guest who's at another different stage of their career. And so let's invite that guest to come join us. Jack Sipple in the house.
Jeff Whiting.
How are you? Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, my honor.
I was just thinking back earlier, I can't remember how old you were when you were first a student at Open Jar Institute, but I've known you for a long time. And I remember looking at you at, what age was it? How old were you?
I was going into my senior year of high school. It was my
Senior year.
summer going into my senior year.
And Jack was dancing up a storm, and I was like, this is somebody to keep an eye on. And of course, since that time, you've been in multiple Broadway shows, movies, TV. You do direction, choreography. If you're not following Jack on social media, you're missing out as well. So talk to me about somebody who's at your stage of your career now, finding yourself in need of resources. Tell me how you find yourself utilizing this resource guide.
It's, beyond, like you were mentioning, headshots, classes, auditions. And yes, I'm using it so much now, and I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about when I started. When I started, I'm from the Midwest originally, so you don't have those resources of auditions happening and headshots being taken and things like that. So I would always just be kind of asking the next person, like, hey, do you take photos? Hey, do you know anyone who teaches acting? Like, you just ask the question around to fellow artists who are doing what you want to be doing. I was so grateful to have been a part of the national tour of Memphis my senior year of high school. And I was on the road with incredible Broadway veterans. And I literally would go up and ask them, like, hey, I know you're a professor at such and such college. Would you mind, being my acting coach for a bit? Or I noticed that one of the crew members loved photography. And I was like, hey, I'm going in for an audition in a month. Do you mind just like taking my picture against this brick wall? Like you just did what you had to do. And it was all about asking the questions and making those connections. And I'm so grateful that there is now a place where all of this is together. You don't have to walk the streets and ask those questions anymore. And, I spend a lot of my year teaching young artists at high schools, colleges, festivals, all the amazing programs out there. And not once have I not been asked the question of, hey, where do I find auditions? Or where do I? And I'm so thankful for you, Jeff. You are making my responses a whole heck of a lot shorter to them, which is amazing. And now I can just say the Broadway Resource Guide. Just go there, end of story, period, point blank. So that is so helpful. But then, yes, now in my life too, I'm also still looking for headshots. I'm also still looking for classes because we as artists who are, yes, doing the thing are also needing to stay up to date and needing to stay, as fresh as we can with our craft. So where are those next opportunities for us are huge, huge, huge. So yeah, every day putting myself out there because like you said, I'm auditioning myself, but I'm also casting for other people and I'm out going to college showcases and this and this. So to have one spot where people can just, it's like 3 clicks, 3 clicks, that's it. That's
good. Yeah, I think it's really been natural here at the studios because those needs are always around us. And so somebody always says, do you think you could? And I hate to say no. So I'm always like, well, let's see if can we figure out how to do headshots? Oh yeah, it's doable. And so I'm very fortunate to sort of be at the center of all these questions and be able to help find these solutions. And so grateful for people like you who help keeping us inspired. And you definitely inspire me. I was thinking back this morning to you at senior year in high school, and just so proud of all that you have done already and can't wait to see the next chapter of Jackson.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. And this is going to be, like we just mentioned, huge for upcoming artists who are coming to the city. Judine mentioned it as well. All those if, ands, buts. For people who aren't up here, who didn't grow up in New York City, this is massive. It's massive. It's so they can, plan ahead. Like when I make my trip to New York City, I can also know how to plan a headshot session with somebody or know where to take those classes. You mentioned like classes at BDC or steps, and where do I just train? How do I train? How do I practice what I need to be doing? It's crazy. It's just as simple as that. The basics.
That's true. Yeah, that's good. Hey, thank you so much for being here tonight. You are the greatest to take a little time out of your busy schedule.
Anytime for you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll see you soon, Jack.
Thanks, Jeff.
Take care. Thank you. This is like memory lane. All my favorite people all in the same room, and it's true. The reason this resource guide came together was just really out of we offer so many different things, and I've always been one to sort of compartmentalize and go, okay, we'll do this for this, and we'll do that for that, and I've never actually blended all the worlds together so much. But in truth, everything that we do as creators is really blended together. So it really makes a lot of sense to just like finally lay it all out. I was saying to Matt, who works in our office, that putting all this down on paper and the website was one of the hardest things I ever did, to just put into little bite-sized morsels the things that we offer. I'm really glad that we took this opportunity. I have one more guest that I'm very excited to introduce you to. Here they are. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Jeff. How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Great to be here. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. I wanted to. Now, you're also a former student of the Open Jar Institute, right?
I am.
When did you attend the Open Jar?
2015.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow. Gosh, you're making me feel old now.
No, not at all. No.
But likewise, like I was saying with Jack, like I remember meeting you and going, this is somebody who's really going places. And so one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on was, that we're all at sort of different stages in our career. Me as a director behind the table, often casting, but as we've developed some of these resources like the Stage Door Network and the Stage Door Pass, you and I have talked many times about what are the needs of actors who are sort of just getting started. And you're not just getting started, you have a great career going, but talk to me about what those needs are for people that are in that category, having just moved to the city. What are those particular needs?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm definitely, in that early kind of career actor stage. I graduated in 2022 and moved up shortly after that. And so that's still kind of in the post-COVID era. And so everything was really online, and kind of coming up, there is you're kind of just bombarded with like a ton of conflicting information about like where to look for things. Maybe I use this site for this, or X site for this, Y site for that. So there's a lot of information that can be really overwhelming. But the Stage Door Network in particular has been such a great resource that I can rely on to have all the audition information and casting information in one centralized location. So whether that's, Broadway, tour, regional auditions, cruise ships, like I know I can rely on Stage Door Network to have all the info I need. And then additionally, you guys have a great presence on social media. So like every Sunday, I check your guys' site and you have the weekly audition roundup kind of posted for that upcoming week. So, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you guys have it laid out. Okay, there's 3 auditions here. One's at Pearl Studios, one's at Open Jar, one's at Ripley Greer. So I know exactly going into my week, where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be at these studios, and what to prepare when I'm going into the audition. So it's a great resource you guys have.
Yeah, that's good. I hear that a lot when people say, when we send out that weekly post on Sunday usually. I can't tell you the number of messages I get. People go, thank you for doing this. It's helping me plan my week. So thank you.
Totally. Yeah. Cause like it can be super sporadic, and there's a lot of fractured information. So just to have like, one quick and easy post to digest and see, okay, what's my week looking like? Great. Okay. On to the next. Like it really kind of streamlines it in an industry that can be really kind of confusing sometimes. So it's great.
That's good. And I should mention too, the Stage Door Network is free. So anybody can go on, they can create a profile, go in, you self-identify what your skills are, your characteristics. And that way you can actually match with jobs on the job posting site. If you match with the job, you get posted. So I know you take advantage of those things as well. But just to mention to everybody watching, it's a free service, and thrilled to know that you're utilizing it as well. I was thinking back to when I was in high school, and knowing that I wanted to move to New York. At that time, I wanted to be an actor. And I remember my mom finding somebody, and she can't remember who it was either, but somebody who lived in New York. And I spent like an hour on the phone just sort of picking their brain about, what do I need to do? How can I prepare? And that's one of the reasons we created, this Broadway Resource Guide, was to help people who are kind of heading this way, to help them prepare, and what are the things that they need. So I wanted to ask you, Matt, what advice would you give somebody? So say you're in high school, knowing you wanted to move to New York, what advice would you give somebody who's at that age?
Oh my gosh, great question. So many things I could say. I mean, I think I'll say two. So this is a people business, right? So I think racking your brain for anyone that that lives in the city, has a friend that lives in the city, is in some way or some shape or fashion pursuing a career in this world, like just making a list of those people and like just reaching out cold and having someone make a request or a connection for you. Like people want to help people that are trying to, pursue their goals and dreams. So don't be afraid to shoot that email or DM somebody that maybe you have lost touch with or want to reconnect with. Like definitely pursue those. And then also, like, if you are a performer and want to move to the city, I think when you do initially move up, like it's important to really kind of get your foundation of like your life here first. Like obviously your performance, what you're trying to do, but like it's important to be a human as well. So know where you're going to go to the grocery store, know where you're going to, go to the drugstore, whatever you need to kind of feel like you have a community and a life here. I think that's important to get set before you, start hitting the ground running. But yeah, there's two things that come to me.
Those are great advice. Yeah, I wish I should have called you when I was back in Facebook. That's great advice. I appreciate that. And thank you for all you do to help support our community. I am personally very grateful for all that you do for me. So thank you. And thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Jeff.
See you soon. Thank you. So everybody, I'm really grateful for this community that has surrounded Open Jar Studios. We're entering our 6th year, which is very exciting. And the studios is dedicated to the cultivation of art and also the cultivation of the artists. And so here at the studios, we have lots of rehearsals happening, lots of shows in development, but we also have a lot of training that's going on. The Open Jar Institute, which we run here in the summer, we've spoken to many of our former students, and I'm so proud. We're in our 22nd year of operation, and it's so thrilling to see so many of our former students who are now big Broadway stars and doing Broadway shows. So I'm really, really honored about that. And the name The Open Jar came to me. I just wanted to share this with everybody, why it's called The Open Jar. Came to me about a study I once read about fleas. If you don't know this about fleas have the capacity to jump across the room, which I think is kind of disgusting. But I came across a study when I first moved to New York about these fleas. And there's a group of scientists, and they took a jar and they put the fleas in the jar and they put the lid on the jar. And of course, the fleas were trying to jump out of that jar. And they let about a week go by. And at the end of that week, they noticed that the fleas had adjusted the height of their jump to be just under the limitation of where that lid was. And then at the end of that week, they took the lid off of the jar. And what the scientists discovered is that the fleas continued jumping at that very height. Even though they could have jumped out to their freedom, they never again tested that limitation. And when I read that study, I went, that's me as an artist. I hear no every day. No, you're too this. No, we're looking for this. And it hurts, And I realized the second I read that study that if I was ever going to get anywhere in my career, anywhere in my life, I was just going to have to jump at every opportunity, whether there was a lid or not. You never know when you're going to a meeting that's going to change your life, or when you're going to an audition that's going to be the role of a lifetime. You just never know. And so if you're only putting this much effort into it, you're definitely not going to get it. So I made a determination way back then that if I was ever going to get anywhere, I was just going to jump as though there was no limitation. And so that's really what the open jar thinking is that there's no limits, that you have the capability. And so that's, I think, one of the reasons why we're lucky to have so many wonderful artists here creating at the Open Jar Studios, creating new works, creating new artists, and we're happy to welcome so many of those things. And additionally, these resources, which we're now providing in this list, the Broadway Resource Guide, which is really just a tool for you to go in, find the thing that you need. If you're not finding the thing that you need, please let us know. Maybe we can find some other solutions for you as well. So go to the website, BroadwayResourceGuide.com, and you can browse on your own. It's live now. And if you have questions, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. There's a contact sheet there. You can drop an email and let us know if you need anything else. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. And I wish you all the very, very best. Have a great evening.